Welcome back. What if I told you this week's episode, Weekend at Bernie's, wasn't just a ridiculous 1989 comedy, it was practically a prediction. Not just because the movie was based on one true story, or even two, but because over the years, humanity has somehow produced an alarming number of corpse desecrations that feel suspiciously like rejected Weekend at Bernie's sequels. Apparently, whenever someone sees a dead body, a small but determined part of the human brain thinks, what if we just kept going? The strangest part, every single one is somehow weirder than the movie. So grab your sunglasses, prop Bernie up in a chair, and prepare yourself for the true stories that make Weekend at Bernie's look downright reasonable. Let's begin. In 2024, bank employees in Brazil witnessed something so bizarre, they probably questioned reality for the rest of the day. A woman wheeled an elderly man into a bank and attempted to get him to sign paperwork for a loan. Sounds normal so far, except there was one tiny problem, and you can see where this is going. The man was dead. Employees became suspicious because he wasn't responding, wasn't moving, and looked less like a customer and more like a wax museum exhibit. But the woman kept trying. She reportedly lifted his head, adjusted his posture, and even moved his hand to see if he was actively participating in the transaction. Imagine being the bank teller. Sir, can you please confirm your information? Silence. Sir, more silence. Police later determined he had died hours earlier. The security footage spread worldwide because it looked exactly like someone trying to speed run Weekend at Bernie's in real life. Okay, now this one isn't criminal, it's just incredibly Irish. At a wake in Ireland, friends and family reportedly carried a deceased man into his favorite pub and sat him at a bar with a beer. And honestly, if you're going to be remembered, that's not a bad exit. The man loved the pub, loved the atmosphere, and his friends wanted one final drink with him. But to anyone seeing the photos without context, it looked like the world's most committed method actor refusing to break character. Imagine walking into a pub for the first time. Who's that guy? Oh, don't worry. He's not drinking much tonight. Now, airports are stressful enough when everyone is alive, but several real-world cases have involved families attempting to transport deceased relatives through airports or public transit while pretending they were merely asleep or ill. In one widely reported case, a deceased man was pushed through an airport terminal in a wheelchair. The family hoped to board a flight before authorities noticed. And that raises a difficult question. How long can someone remain perfectly motionless before airport staff begin getting suspicious? Apparently, not very long. And finally, we have the most sophisticated version of this entire concept. Philosopher Jeremy Bentham requested that his body be preserved and displayed after his death. Not metaphorically, literally. His preserved remains, complete with clothing and a wax head, still sit on display at University College London. This is known as his auto icon. But the best part, for years, a legend circulated that Bentham was listed as being present at university meetings. The phrase often repeated was present but not voted, which might be the greatest attendance record in human history. Imagine showing up to meetings without having to participate. That's not death, that's retirement. So what's the lesson from all this? Apparently, no matter how absurd Weekend at Bernie's seemed, real life looked at the script and said, challenge accepted. From banks to pubs, airports, and university meetings, reality continues to prove that truth is not only stranger than fiction, it's more viral. So go ahead and give the subscribe button a push of the speedboat so you never miss a thing. We've enjoyed bringing you this first episode of Summer Lovin' 2026, and we've got more great content as Summer Lovin' 2026 pushes on. So be sure to subscribe to the Real Relationships podcast on Apple, Spotify, or wherever you get podcasts. New episodes premiere every Thursday, and we are on all the socials: YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, Blue Sky, and Instagram. We appreciate our viewers, our listeners, our supporters. So stay safe, stay alive, and we will see you soon.